Have you ever stood near the ocean, looked at a massive container ship the size of an entire skyscraper, and thought, wow, how does a chunk of concrete on the coast make billions of dollars just letting those park? It is incredibly easy to view a mega seaport as just a giant glorified parking lot for boats. In reality, megaports are the supreme high-stakes rulers of the global economy, controlling over 80% of all international trade volume. They are complex financial funnels where billions of dollars flow through automated cranes, digital logistics zones, and high-stakes real estate monopolies. If you want to crack the code on how these maritime empires quietly print money while you sleep and master the supply chain chessboard, smash that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and let's sail right into the secret economics of mega seaports. The brutal rent of the birthing canal. The very first way a megaport starts printing cash is through the absolute law of port dues and pilotage fees. A massive container vessel cannot just casually stroll up to a harbor and drop anchor whenever it pleases. The physical act of entering a megaport requires specialized local pilots to steer the ship through treacherous channels, heavy tugboats to pull it into place, and a dedicated berth to tie up against. The Port Authority charges massive, non-negotiable tariffs based entirely on the size of the ship and the hours it sits at the dock. Every single tick of the clock represents thousands of dollars flowing directly from the shipping lines straight into the port's bank account, making the simple act of parking a highly lucrative corporate transaction. The high-stakes crane monopoly. Once a ship successfully docks, the real money-making machine springs to life. The mighty ship-to-shore gantry cranes. These towering steel monsters are the literal lungs of global trade, and the port owns the absolute monopoly on their utilization. Ports do not charge by the hour for these cranes. They charge by the individual container movement, known as a lift fee. Every time a crane picks up a 20-foot container box and swings it from the deck to the shore, the port collects a hefty processing fee. Multiply that single fee by the tens of thousands of containers packed onto a modern mega vessel, and a single docked ship can easily generate millions of dollars in pure operational revenue in less than 48 hours of intense labor. The terrifying trap of demurrage fees. If you think airline baggage fees are bad, wait until you see how megaports penalize international shippers using demurrage and detention charges. When a cargo container is lifted off a ship, the port grants the owner a very strict, tiny window of free storage time inside the terminal yard, usually just a couple of days. If the importer experiences a logistics delay, lacks the right paperwork, or struggles to find a truck, the port begins slapping them with escalating daily storage penalties. These fees accumulate at an exponential rate, transforming the port's physical footprint into a highly profitable real estate trap that aggressively punishes supply chain friction and keeps cargo moving at a frantic, automated pace. The landlord model and terminal concessions. The most brilliant megaports on Earth do not even want to deal with the messy daily headaches of managing labor and cranes. Instead, they operate under the highly lucrative landlord port model. The Port Authority retains absolute ownership of the strategic coastal land, but leases out individual cargo terminals to massive private global operators like DP World or PSA International through multi-decade concession agreements. The private operators take on all the commercial risks and build the infrastructure, while the Port Authority sits back and collects astronomical, guaranteed annual rent payments alongside a sweet percentage royalty on every single piece of cargo shuffled through the gates. The captured hinterland transport monopoly. A mega seaport is only as powerful as its physical connections to the mainland, which brings us to the high-margin world of intermodal gate fees. The port essentially controls the ultimate geographic choke point between ocean trade and domestic consumer markets. Every single freight train chugging out of the harbor and every single heavy-duty semi-truck passing through the automated terminal gates must pay a dedicated access fee. By owning the specialized rail yards and highway bottlenecks directly connected to the docks, the port successfully captures a lucrative toll on the entire inland distribution network, ensuring they profit on the cargo long after it has left the site of the ocean waves. The free trade zone real estate play. The wealthiest megaports have evolved far beyond simple docks into massive, sprawling industrial empires by establishing free trade zones, or FTZs. These are special geographic areas right next to the water where international corporations can import raw materials, manufacture products, and store inventory completely free from heavy government customs duties and taxes. The Port Authority acts as a premium industrial real estate developer, leasing out giant warehouses and advanced manufacturing facilities to global tech and retail giants at premium prices. By embedding these corporate supply chains directly into their physical territory, the port secures long-term, inflation-proof real estate revenue that standard warehouses could never dream of achieving. The lucrative world of marine bunkering. Ships do not just drop off cargo at megaports. They arrive desperately needing to refuel their massive engines, a process known in the maritime industry as bunkering. Megaports like Singapore have turned marine bunkering into a multi-billion-dollar secondary economy. They control the licensed fuel barges, specialized storage tanks, and high-tech testing laboratories required to pump millions of gallons of heavy fuel oil, liquefied natural gas, or green methanol into global fleets. The port clips a highly profitable coupon on every single metric ton of fuel transferred, turning their strategic geographical location into the ultimate global gas station for the international merchant marine ecosystem. The automated efficiency premium. In the modern era of maritime commerce, speed is the ultimate financial currency, and megaports use automated technology to charge a massive premium. By deploying fully automated guided vehicles, AI-driven yard cranes, and predictive scheduling algorithms, elite ports can slash a ship's turnaround time by 12 to 24 hours. Shipping lines are gladly willing to pay significantly higher baseline tariffs to dock at an ultra-efficient automated port, because saving a single day of transit saves them tens of thousands of dollars in crew wages and ship fuel. The port's massive capital investments into advanced robotics translate directly into unmatched pricing power over the entire global shipping industry. The strategic choke point leverage. Owning a mega seaport grants you an incredible, structural superpower, unmatched geopolitical and economic leverage over entire nation-states. Because a country's entire economic survival depends heavily on the seamless flow of food, energy, and consumer electronics through these coastal gates, the entities that control the ports hold immense bargaining chips. They can easily adjust tariff structures, influence national infrastructure spending, and command absolute deference from regional governments. During times of intense global supply chain crises, the value of this strategic leverage skyrockets, making megaports one of the few absolute irreplaceable infrastructure assets that can completely dictate the terms of regional economic growth. The generational infrastructure exit. At the absolute summit of the global financial ladder, a mega seaport is valued as the ultimate bulletproof legacy asset. Tech startups and trendy digital platforms can easily be disrupted by a new line of software code, but you cannot disrupt a massive, multi-billion-dollar deepwater harbor that took half a century to build and clear environmentally. When massive sovereign wealth funds, elite private equity groups, and multi-billion-dollar pension funds want to park their capital in hyper-safe, cash-generating fortresses, they buy port stakes. The ultimate victory for port developers isn't just collecting daily lift fees. It is controlling an irreplaceable global gateway that yields compounding riches for centuries to come. The hidden economics of mega seaports prove that the true masters of global wealth do not just manufacture individual products. They completely control the literal infrastructure channels that allow those products to move around the earth. Do you think it is safe for private global corporations and foreign funds to own these vital national trade gateways? Or should they always remain strictly under public control? Let me know your honest perspectives in the comments section down below. Smash that like button if this maritime breakdown opens your eyes, and share this video with your business-minded friends. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our fun deep dives into the mechanics of extreme wealth. See you next time.